This might be my last video, guys. Today we're working on the next step of the Pocket Host hard paywall. Remember, we redid this pricing page, okay, and it's now going to be $5 through $25 monthly, depending on how many active instances you want. I went back to just unlimited fair use because all that metering bullshit was just I wasn't comfortable with it. I don't like it, so we're getting rid of that. And then here we are on the dashboard. When you try to go to the dashboard, it hits you with this pay wall if you haven't paid. Now, I want to grandfather in all of the existing users, so any user accounts, any of the 10,000 users that are already in Pocket Host, they won't ever see this paywall, but new users coming in will. So check this out. In the users table, and this is the live database right here. In the users table, we have a field in here, and the field is called subscription. Inside subscription, we have it can be free, premium, founder, flounder, or legacy right now. Okay, so every user is one of those, and if you look at my user record, for example, the subscription is founder, and the subscription interval is life, meaning I'm a lifetime founder. Not all of these combinations apply. Like some, like they're like a lifetime. Oh, I guess, well, lifetime free would not make any sense, right? So, but I have this free level in here, and this is what everybody defaults to. And if you look deep in the bowels of the mothership handler, this one called handle sign up confirm, this is like once a user has confirmed, like verified their account and things like that. It sets the username, sets the email, and then it sets the. Sorry, this is an account verification. This is beforehand. This is when you if you go to the site and you go right here and you hit create, it will go straight into the sign up confirm. The sign up check is where you try to if you try to put in an invalid instance name or an email that's already taken, that's the check part. But the confirm part is where it actually creates your account and creates the first new instance. But check it out. So right now we're assigning everybody to this free level. Okay, that's going to go away eventually because I'm going to add a new level in here called, I think I'm just going to call it, maybe I'll call it paywall. No, I think I'm going to call it unpaid. So right there, I just put in a new one called unpaid. Okay, and when I go to save that, watch what it does. Right in here in migrations somewhere, see it just put in a new migration way down at the bottom. See, so like here's this unpaid migration, and then it looks like it updated the verified users view and the subscribed users view. It looks like those all got updated, probably because the users table was affected, I'm guessing. Because see, all those timestamps are at the same time. So we've been talking a lot about two-way doors. This is an example of a two-way door. I've added something to the live users table. I've added something called unpaid. Everything else works just the same way it did. That won't, adding something to a database schema generally will not break anything, as long as you have to be a little careful about it. But in general, you can add columns, you can add collections, and you can add items to fields like this without breaking any backward compatibility. So this is a two-way door. And the way I ensure it's a two-way door, the easiest way I ensure it's a two-way door, is by doing it on the live server and seeing that everything is still working. Like that's at this level of development, at this level of the evolution of Pocket Host, that's actually the easiest way for me to verify that everything is still working. I make a little tiny change, and I go for it. And if you think that's strange or like against best practices, well, maybe it is, but a lot of us just kind of hot dog it on the live server. And the reason is that it's really difficult to duplicate a testing environment for some of these things. And it's much easier to just make a little mistake and roll it back if we need to. So now I'm back on localhost and I want to add a subscription type here. And I did call it paywall before, but now it's going to be called unpaid. And yeah, so that'll be called unpaid. And then over here, this one will be unpaid, just like that. Okay. So now when I go to the local, my local development environment here. And by the way, I do run the front end locally. Like this is how I make the changes to the front end. It's because this is a whole build process. It's hard to modify the front end on the live server. But if I could, I would. I really would. I would make these changes on the live server like I used to do in the old days of PHP. And it's such a good way to develop though, because it forces you to make sure that everything continues working as you go, and you have to work in these little tiny increments and not do anything too big or too disruptive. It's actually a really good way to move development forward, so I try to simulate that as best I can. But anyway, here I am. I see there's an error in my code logic right here where I want to, oh no, yeah, set the user subscription type to unpaid. That's right. That's right. In here, I think the problem here is, let's see. So that's the pricing table. That's fine. Where are we? We're in this page one. Yeah. So subscription type none. This is actually this is unpaid is what we want there. If you're an unpaid subtype, then you're supposed to get the paywall. There we go. Now the paywall's back. So, but check it out. Now that I have the ability to set a user as unpaid, I'm going to go back in here and I'm going to remove that testing line, right? And now what that's going to do is put me back on the dashboard here. Why? Because my user account is a founder right now. But check it out. If I change this to unpaid and I hit save, it should be an instant change. Maybe not. Maybe I have to refresh. Yeah. So there you go. Now that paywall's live. You see that? The paywall is live now for any user that is set to the unpaid status. The paywall is live. And by live, I mean it's coming from the mothership. It's actually live in the database here. The data is coming from the mothership. Now it's a little bit of a tangent, but I am curious why if I do change this to say founder and I hit save, I really should see this change. So why is that not happening? Let's go in and investigate why that's not happening. Oh, okay, I see why. Yeah, in the store here, see down here, it has try instance subscribe, but it doesn't have a try user subscribe. So let's actually just work on that for a second here. So here's what's going on. See here, client collections instances subscribe. It subscribes to all the instances, and it does something here with the instances, but it does not do the same thing with users. So let's see if we can copy this here. We'll go right here and we'll say try user subscribe, and in users it's going to be user dot id, and let's see here. So is user logged in? Is logged in. If not, is logged in. Do all that. Yeah, that's fine. So we're actually going to add something here where we say user store set undefined, right? And then down here, yeah, let's see. This is, yeah, actually, I'm not gonna bother with it. It's, just people can refresh the page. It's not really gonna create an issue because everything's gonna be checked server side anyway. So, okay, this is cool. So we're back to the paywall then. And here's what we're going to do from a UI perspective. To determine if the user's paid, they either have to be a founder, a premium, or a flounder. And we have to see if their subscription includes any of those. And we want to default it to the unpaid status if for some reason the subscription isn't filled out. That's just to make it a little more compatible, if data in the database is dirty. It's not strictly necessary, but I like to do stuff like this. And especially this helps out with TypeScript, because TypeScript says the user could be undefined when this gets called. And so you want to default it to the correct type. Same here, the user subscription type, we reference that other places in the code, and that one also defaults now to unpaid. All right, so let's let's catch things up here. So we have all those machines. Remember, we were talking about those yesterday. These machine instances, those machine migrations. We don't want those. But this here, we can commit this right now. Yeah, and the rest of this is still, this mirror stuff is work in progress. But this right here, this can be committed, and it's an example of a two-way door, right? It doesn't introduce any incompatibilities, so we might as well just commit it. We're just going to say enhancement, add unpaid user subtype, user subscription type. Okay, and we will commit that. That's been committed straight from the live server. Here, let's go ahead and we'll sync the main branch there, and then we will come here and inside paywall, we're going to whip all of our paywall here. And now let's go back and look at the log here. Let's check out main, and we're going to pull those changes from main just to get everything synced in here. So right there it is. There's the enhancement, right? Enhance unpaid user type. Now we're going to compare the working tree with the paywall. We're going to go through again, sweep through here and see if there's anything that we want to pull into the main branch already that can keep us compatible. I don't see actually any difference here at all. What am I looking at? Oh, wrong one. Okay. Yeah, here. So account, that's just debugging. We'll leave that. Flounder card, it looks like this is just some adjustments here, so we'll leave those. Dashboard, let's see what we can do here. Here it just references main, that's fine. Regions and paywall, that's all fine. Regions, actually, that can go away later. Pricing ethos is updated. The pricing page, that has to wait as well. Let's check the user store though here. Here we have one little detail that we can move over. Just right here, this can be moved over. This is just a little code cleanup, really. Just like that. And now this free and unpaid thing, that needs to stay how it is. The rest of that needs to stay how it is. Environment needs to, oh, this is actually wrong. We have to go back and fix that, but we can fix that later. And then these updates are not even, these are from the main branch, all these mothership updates and everything like that. So actually all we have here is a little chore. The little chore was shoot, I don't even know what to call it. It's so micro small. It's what we'll just call it decouple user casting for clear code. I don't know. Hardly matters. Okay, and then I'm going to run that script. Remember that freshen feature branches script? Check out what this does. Right now, all these feature branches down here, including paywall, are behind main, right? So as soon as I do this, I'm merging. It looped through all those feature branches, and look what it did. It stacked them up. It merged everything from main into those feature branches. So now when I go back here and I compare the paywall, it's going to drop down to the original 11 files again, because all those other changes got merged in, including those user store changes, where now we only have just the changes that we need. So this is how we keep the branch clean. I'm going to end it there and pick up with the next step.